To some extent, I understand the need to prove your own worth. Recently, I've seen the rise of toxic performative videos where the need to grind 24/7 to achieve that thing you want the most is getting pushed by YouTube on my feed day after day. I look into them every now and then. I like to watch motivational videos. There's no shame on it. Some of them give good advice and inspiration, and others have this mentality where nothing else exists outside on that thing you want to achieve. Having focus, but it's important. But most of the videos I see don't touch upon the subject of having meaningful relationship with others, grinding and working hard or smarter, like some of you might say. Don't work harder, work smarter thingy. I'm all for hard work and improving over oneself. The thing I'm against is putting your health on the line and to achieve that thing you want. Some take it to the extreme and don't sleep correctly nor eat healthy. I understand that sometimes working for that thing you want requires sacrifices, and not all of the time rest will be on the priority list. I've been there, and sometimes I break my own rules. But whenever I have the time, I take some time and to take care of myself and prepare myself a healthy meal, take a nap or a full night's sleep, or go out for a jog, at least a 30-minute walk on plain terrain. And near where I live, there's a giant slope, so I go there and work on their cardio from time to time. Sorry. Sometimes when I'm under pressure and need to get things done, I believe it or not, I sometimes forget to eat. I can feel the hunger and sometimes the thirst, but I prefer to get work done, and after that I rest more calmly because I already did all of the heavy lifting a day prior, sometimes the same day. Sometimes doing everything in balance will not be possible, but whenever you have the time and conditions are in your favor, take the advantage and get some rest. Remember that resting and eating healthy are part of the plan if you're doing correctly. Resting is not laziness if doing it in moderation. It will help you get further. Most of these alpha males, like they like to call themselves, promote their lifestyle or grind 24/7, and I bet most, if not the vast majority of them, probably break their own rules when it comes to improving. I don't know a single person yet who doesn't break their own rules to get what they want. I've seen this happening firsthand. For example, there's this one guy at work who has multiple PhDs and many subjects and has many training courses over his career. Last time I checked, he was like 3 PhDs and over 200 training courses. He was a certified badass Power Ranger, if I say so myself. The only problem is that I never seen this kid work in his life. And by the way, if you're a certified badass, I don't get what you get stuck at the fire department. You should be like an astronaut or something else. Why waste your talent here? Wanna know what was the problem? This kid's father was a wealthy man who paid for his son's certification even if his son failed the test. He was the daddy's boy. You could tell he looked intimidating at all, but he never really achieved anything on his own. He was just an empty shell. You probably are thinking to yourself by now that I'm probably jealous at him, and yes, I was until I found what he really was. I might not have achieved much in my life, but the small wins I have are of my own. There was people who gave me that little push or incentive to keep on going, but at the end of the day, it was me who ended up doing most of the hard labor. Be aware of celebrities you follow or even take advice from. Not all of them are great, have great advice, or not all of them have achieved what they have on their own or through hard work. Sometimes some of them just got lucky. Yeah, luck can be a factor. Some people have the best luck in the world and they make it seem like it's effortless at times. That's why I encourage you to be aware. For some, luck doesn't happen until they have busted their ass, and for others, it happens just like that, and it makes it seem like so unfair at times, and life isn't fair. And unfortunately, that is something that we have to get engraved on our minds, and if we're willing to start a project. I have experienced this firsthand many times in my life and career. Sometimes someone else who hasn't been long enough will be the one who's being promoted instead of you. Sometimes someone will not get punished for not doing their work, and that's how life is, my friend. You will not get promoted, and you will get into trouble for not doing your part. Life sucks at times. I know. I think it is like my good old friend Winston says.
Such is life. Such is life. Can you?
Such is life. Yes, unfortunately, if you want to succeed, you will have to man up, put on your big boy pants, and get at it. I can't give you a secret recipe for success, but if I can give you, and you let me give you some advice that has worked for me, is that discipline beats talent. That is something true that you can rely on. I can't tell when, but it will depend on how much you can hold the line and do those things you probably don't necessarily want to do, but you know are beneficial to you. If you want to seek out help and motivation, do it. Just be mindful from whom you take advice. Check if possible if they have a good record of achievements, and don't just follow whoever tells you you have to work hard, because anyone under the right circumstances can do it. Motivation can fade away, but sticking to a defined routine will help you to achieve more and keep you focused. I'm not trying to convince you or sell you into motivation. What I'm suggesting is that you start that project you have been thinking of. Stop overthinking and just go to the gym. Stop overanalyzing and start that YouTube channel you want. You don't need motivation, you need discipline in your life. It doesn't have to be military grade discipline, but start and keep up the commitment. Manlyhood doesn't have to be toxic. I agree to some extent that a man should have certain qualities and character, but it also needs flexibility in his life. There's days where you can perform, and there's going to be other days where you just need to take a break, and that is fine. Sometimes you will have to admit that you made a mistake in order to calm down a situation. Don't brag about things you haven't achieved. Over talking and making up stories or false achievements will put you into dangerous situations at times. I don't get why some men have the make up stories just to impress people that most of the time that if they don't care about them. Pushing yourself, improving, and investing in yourself are great things to do, but we gotta pay attention on those areas we're lacking. You have to listen to that voice that you don't like, that tells us when we are slacking off, that we are being lazy, and be honest with ourselves. Are we being lazy because we are tired? We need some time off because we're heading towards burnout, or are we just being lazy for the sake of it? It's not a comforting voice, but it's there. We gotta face the facts to keep on moving towards that goal. For me, for example, I gotta face the fact that yes, at times I'm being lazy because I don't wanna do things, and other times factors like being tired play a role in my laziness. Realizing I'm starting to get fat and that I need exercise are also things I don't like, but I gotta take accountability over myself. For me, those are the most important factors that not many people inside the motivation industry focuses on. I know that they repeat it over and over, but that is the most important lesson you gotta take from them in order to move on. One is that life isn't fair. Two is to take accountability, and three, be disciplined and take action now. For me, being a man is not about how much numbers you can make. It's not about how much companions you have, how much do you own. For me, it's about being reliable. How well can you keep up a promise? how you perform when things go wrong, how can you help those in need. It's now how important you may feel, it's how much worth you can provide. My name is Jaco, and I'm here to tell you that you are doing great. Keep up the good work. Be flexible, but always on the move, okay? And by the way, I gotta thank you for helping me surpass the 10 subscriber threshold before the end of the month. You guys are awesome. You guys are crushing it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.